Have you ever found yourself lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, and feeling like your mind is running a marathon you never signed up for? You replay conversations, agonize over decisions, and worry about the future as your thoughts spiral out of control. It's exhausting, isn't it? Overthinking can feel like an endless loop, robbing you of both your sleep and peace of mind. But what if I told you there's a way to break free from this mental trap? Today, we're diving into ancient Stoic wisdom that offers real, practical tools to quiet your mind and find clarity. These aren't just abstract ideas, they're actionable strategies that can bring calm to your chaotic thoughts. If you're ready to reclaim your mental peace and want more life-changing insights like this, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Each lesson builds on the last, packed with value to help you overcome overthinking. And stick around, because as we move through these powerful Stoic tools, I'll show you exactly how you can start applying them today. Ready to transform the way you think? Let's get started. Lesson 1. Control what you can. Let go of what you can't. Picture this. You're about to give a presentation at work, but instead of focusing on your content, your mind fixates on what your colleagues might think. Will they judge you? What if you mess up? It's a familiar scenario, right? We all face moments where we get trapped in a cycle of overthinking, focusing on factors we can't control. This is where Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, offers a life-changing perspective. He famously said, "We should always be asking ourselves, is this something that is or is not in my control?" In that moment, it's clear how your colleagues react, the little stumbles you might make, or their judgment. None of that is in your control. What you can control is your preparation, your focus, and your ability to deliver the message confidently. By focusing solely on what's within your control, you free yourself from the anxiety of the unknown. This simple shift in mindset is a game changer, allowing you to reclaim your peace of mind and move forward with clarity. Now think about a recent time when you found yourself worrying endlessly about something outside your control. How did that impact your mood, your productivity? Take a moment to reflect and ask yourself, what could I have focused on instead? And here's the beauty of Stoicism. It's not just about the theory, it's about action. So, as we move into the next section, we'll explore how you can anchor yourself in the present moment, another critical step toward breaking the cycle of overthinking. Stick with me. This next part will help you take back control of your thoughts in a way that feels empowering and practical. Lesson 2. Embrace the present moment. Let me ask you this. How many times have you found yourself lost in thought, worrying about something that happened days ago, or feeling anxious about a future event? You could be in the middle of dinner with friends or working on a project, but instead of being present, your mind is stuck somewhere else. This is where Stoicism offers a timeless piece of wisdom. Confine yourself to the present. These words from Marcus Aurelius remind us that the only moment we truly have control over is the one happening right now. Imagine you're sitting in a meeting, but instead of paying attention to the conversation, you're replaying a mistake you made last week. What good does it do? You're not learning from the mistake, you're just reliving it. Or perhaps you're worrying about an important deadline tomorrow. Again, what's the benefit? Neither scenario is in your immediate control. The Stoics believed that when we anchor ourselves in the present moment, we gain the clarity to act wisely and effectively. This doesn't mean ignoring the past or the future. It's about finding balance. The past can teach us, and the future can guide us, but neither should rob us of our ability to act right now. So, here's a challenge for you. Next time your mind starts wandering, gently pull it back. Focus on your breathing, notice your surroundings, or just feel the chair you're sitting in. How does being fully present change the way you feel? How much calmer do you become? And this isn't just philosophy, it's backed by science. Studies have shown that mindfulness practices, which involve being present in the moment, reduce stress, improve focus, and help break the cycle of overthinking. So, if you are ready to take control of your thoughts, start practicing mindfulness right now. Now that we've explored the power of living in the present, let's move into something equally transformative: how to turn setbacks and obstacles into opportunities for growth. This next lesson is all about resilience and how to harness it to stop overthinking. Lesson 3. Turn setbacks into opportunities. Imagine you're working on a project you've poured your heart into, only to face an unexpected setback. Maybe it's a delay in progress, an error, or worse, a complete failure. At that moment, frustration and self-doubt can kick in, and your mind races through all the what-ifs. But here's a question to ponder. What if instead of seeing these setbacks as obstacles, you saw them as stepping stones? This shift in perspective is central to Stoicism, particularly in the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, who believed that every obstacle could become a path forward. Aurelius famously wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This isn't just a lofty idea, it's a practical mindset. When faced with challenges, the Stoics urge us not to retreat into overthinking or self-pity, but to find lessons and opportunities in adversity. Every setback contains a hidden opportunity for growth, adaptation, and learning. Think about the last time something didn't go as planned. Maybe it was a career setback, a relationship struggle, or even a personal goal that didn't materialize the way you imagined. How did you handle it? Did you focus on the problem or look for ways to adapt and move forward? The Stoics remind us that while we can't control the obstacle, we can control how we respond to it. By embracing this mindset, you can stop the cycle of negative thinking and instead channel your energy into productive actions. Now, here's something to consider. Take a moment to reflect on a recent setback you've faced. How can you reframe it as an opportunity? What did it teach you? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Your perspective might just inspire someone else. Next, we'll explore another powerful tool that the Stoics use to overcome overthinking: letting go of perfectionism. Because here's the truth. Chasing perfection might be what's holding you back. Let's dive into why. Lesson 4. Let go of perfectionism. Have you ever held back on starting something important because it didn't feel perfect yet? Maybe it was a new business idea, a personal project, or even just a conversation you were hesitant to have. This tendency to wait for perfection often leaves us stuck, overthinking every little detail. It's a trap that leads to procrastination, frustration, and missed opportunities. But here's the kicker. Perfectionism, according to the Stoics, isn't just unnecessary. It's impossible. As Seneca wisely put it, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Perfectionism feeds overthinking because it creates unrealistic expectations. You want everything to be flawless. But here's the truth. Life doesn't work that way. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself of the imperfection inherent in the world, yet he continued to take action, knowing that progress mattered more than perfection. This mindset shift is liberating. When you stop chasing an unattainable ideal, you allow yourself to act, learn, and grow. So think about a project you've been delaying because it's not quite ready. What's one step you can take today, even if it's imperfect? Small actions lead to big results, and with each step, you'll get closer to your goal, without the crushing weight of perfectionism holding you back. This brings us to the next essential lesson from Stoicism, the need to diminish our ego. Sometimes it's not just perfectionism that drives overthinking, it's our fear of how others will perceive us. But what if I told you that letting go of your ego could set you free? Stick around, because we're about to dive deep into this transformative idea. Lesson 5. Silence the ego. Here's a thought experiment. How many times have you hesitated to act because you worried about how others might perceive you? Maybe it was something as simple as posting on social media, or as significant as pursuing a new career path. This fear of judgment can paralyze us, leading to endless overthinking. But what if you could strip away that fear entirely? What if you realized that most people are too busy thinking about their own lives to obsess over yours? This is where Stoicism's lesson on diminishing the ego comes in, offering freedom from the shackles of self-importance. The Stoics understood the ego as an inflated sense of self-importance, which often leads us to overestimate how much others care about our every action. Marcus Aurelius frequently reminded himself, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This wasn't about living recklessly, but about living authentically, without worrying about external validation. The truth is, most people are caught up in their own lives, and the spotlight we think is shining on us. It's much dimmer than we imagine. Now, ask yourself this: how many times have you avoided something because of what others might think? What if you decided to act without that fear? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because letting go of that need for approval could be the key to breaking free from overthinking. And here's a fun fact: diminishing your ego doesn't mean devaluing yourself. It simply means focusing on what truly matters, your actions and values, not how you think others will perceive them. By freeing yourself from the need for external validation, you open up space for clearer, more purposeful thinking. Speaking of purposeful thinking, we're about to dive into the next crucial lesson: the power of action over endless analysis. Because here's the truth: sometimes the cure for overthinking is just doing. Stay tuned. Lesson 6. Take action, no matter how small. Here's a scenario. You've been thinking about starting a new hobby or business venture for months. You've researched every possible angle, planned out all the details, and yet you haven't started. Sound familiar? This is the classic case of analysis paralysis, where overthinking leads to inaction. Marcus Aurelius had a simple antidote for this: action. He wrote, "The secret of all victory lies in the organization of the non-obvious." What does that mean? It means taking the first step, even if it's small, is often more important than endlessly planning for the perfect moment. Let's take a moment to reflect. How many times have you delayed doing something because you wanted it to be perfect? The Stoics remind us that waiting for perfection, or for everything to line up exactly the way we want it to, is an illusion. The truth is, action, however imperfect, propels us forward. In fact, every small step creates momentum, turning what seemed overwhelming into something manageable. And this is key. Action not only breaks the cycle of overthinking, but it also builds confidence. Have you ever noticed how once you start something, the initial fear starts to fade? Now, I challenge you to think of one thing you've been overanalyzing. What's the first tiny step you can take toward it today? It doesn't have to be a huge leap. Even small progress counts. Write it down and let me know in the comments what action you're going to take. Sometimes, simply deciding to act is the most powerful move you can make. As we wrap up this section, remember that Stoicism isn't just about thinking. It's about doing. The more you act, the less room there is for overthinking to control your life. But before we end, there's one more essential lesson that Stoics teach us: practicing gratitude. In the next section, we'll explore how a Stoic mindset of gratitude can help quiet the mind and cultivate peace. Trust me, this is one you don't want to miss. Lesson 7. Practice gratitude. Let's take a moment to reflect on this. When was the last time you paused and appreciated the little things around you? In the rush of daily life, and especially when we're overthinking, it's easy to focus on what's going wrong or what we're missing. But here's a powerful Stoic secret. Practicing gratitude can radically shift your mindset, helping you quiet the noise in your mind. The Stoics believed that by recognizing and appreciating what we have, we reduce anxiety about what we don't have. Marcus Aurelius, in his famous Meditations, wrote extensively about gratitude, even thanking those who wronged him for teaching him patience and resilience. Imagine being grateful for your challenges. It may sound strange, but the Stoics saw every situation, good or bad, as an opportunity for growth and reflection. By embracing this mindset, you begin to see life differently. Instead of being consumed by overthinking or worry, you anchor yourself in appreciation for the present moment. Here's something you can do right now. Think of 3 things you're grateful for, no matter how small they are. It could be the morning coffee that started your day, or a kind word from a friend. Write them down or share them in the comments. The simple act of recognizing what's good in your life can shift your focus from stress to peace, from overthinking to clarity. Gratitude is a practice, not a one-time event. The more you make it a part of your daily life, the more resilient you become to the worries and anxieties that feed overthinking. And here's the best part. Gratitude not only brings peace of mind, but it also reinforces all the other Stoic principles we've covered. When you're grateful, you naturally focus on what you can control, you live more in the present, and you take action with a clearer heart and mind. As we wrap up this journey through Stoic wisdom, remember that each of these lessons is interconnected. Practicing gratitude will make you more mindful, more resilient, and more capable of silencing the overthinking mind. And with that, I encourage you to start this practice today. What are you grateful for right now? As we've explored throughout this journey, Stoicism provides us with timeless tools to overcome the challenges of overthinking. Whether it's focusing on what we can control, embracing the present moment, turning setbacks into opportunities, letting go of perfectionism, silencing our ego, taking action, or practicing gratitude, each lesson offers a clear path toward mental clarity and peace. These principles are not just philosophical ideas, but practical strategies you can implement right now to break free from the mental loops that often hold you back. So, here's my final question for you. Which Stoic lesson resonated with you the most? Leave your answer in the comments and let's keep the conversation going. And if you found value in these insights, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos on how Stoicism can transform your life. Remember, the power to quiet your mind is already within you. By embracing these Stoic tools, you're not only overcoming overthinking, you're setting the stage for a calmer, more focused and fulfilling life. Thank you for watching, and until next time, live intentionally, and keep growing.